funny thing about human nature is they will lick each other's buttholes but ask for a new fork if it falls on the floor. Funny guys are real dangers for women, 'cause they'll just make you laugh and laugh and laugh, and then boom, you're naked. Why do people often say, grow some balls? Balls are weak and very sensitive. I know, I have some. If you want to be tough, grow a vagina. Now those things can take a pounding. Every time you get dressed, remember, if you die, that's your ghost outfit forever. I've hunted near and I've hunted far. I've even looked inside the car. I've lost my glasses and I'm in need to have them now so I can read. I loudly swear and I curse. Did I leave them in my girlfriend's purse? Are they behind the sofa or under the bed? Oh, there they are, on top of my head. Doctor, do you do sports? Me. Does sex count? Doctor, yes. Me. Then no. A kamikaze pilot instructor says, okay, listen up and listen up good, 'cause I don't want to have to repeat myself to you again tomorrow. Stoners live and stoners die, but in the end we all get high, so if in life you don't succeed, fuck that shit and smoke some weed. A. In what book or in what rhyme does it say that Humpty Dumpty was an egg? Miss Pac-Man was the greatest prostitute in history. For 25 cents, that bitch swallowed balls till she died. My wife just caught me blow-drying my penis area and asked what I was doing. Apparently, heating your dinner was not the right answer. When I was growing up, there was nary a cell phone to be found. So, when I was at a club getting down on the dance floor and I'd see a homie or a homegirl, we'd be like, hey! 'Cause they were just as surprised as I was. I've got a friend who smokes like 5 packs a day. He even has to wear a nicotine patch. He says he's afraid to quit because he might get heavy. I say, if he doesn't quit really soon, there'll be 6 friends going, boy, is he heavy. My free financial advice tip of the week. If you get a loan from a bank, you'll be paying it back for 30 years. If you rob a bank, you'll be out in 10. At a couples counseling retreat, the speaker mentions that most couples are so disconnected that 85% of husbands don't even know their wife's favorite flower. Robert turns to Tina and whispers, it's self-rising, isn't it? Whoever convinced blind people that they need sunglasses was one hell of a salesman. Mary and Jane are talking. Mary declares that she finally got pregnant after years of trying. How did you manage it? Asks Jane. I went to that hypnotherapist on High Street, replies Mary. I got pregnant within 2 months. Oh, wow, says Jane. My husband and I tried seeing him years ago, and it didn't work out for us. Of course it wouldn't, replies Mary. You gotta go alone. What if, and I'm just spitballing here, so stay with me. What if the air that we breathe is really a drug that is sprayed in the air by planes that makes people see a dazed and glazed over version of the world? But when people take real hard drugs, they trip out and they see the real world for how it really is. And that's why they're illegal. They say that laughter is the best medicine. Well, I guess that depends on what you're dying of. They told me to stay positive, so now I just smile through the sadness. I got a flat tire the other day and I pulled over to the side to change it. And a real true jabroni drives by and says, "Did your tire go flat?" I said, "No. I was just driving along nicely and the other 3 just swelled up." A businessman was all confused about paying this invoice, so he decided to ask his secretary for some mathematical help. "You graduated from Yale," the man said. "I need some help. If I were to give you $20,000 minus 14%, how much would you take off?" The secretary thought for a moment and says, "Well, I would take off everything except my earrings." "Honey, I invited a friend over for supper." Wife, "What? Are you crazy? The house is a mess. I haven't been shopping. All the dishes are dirty, and I don't feel like cooking a fancy schmancy meal." "I know all of that," says the husband. "Well, then why did you invite a friend over for supper?" "'Cause the poor bastard is thinking about getting married." So let me get this straight, the prosecutor says to the defendant. You came home from work early and found your wife in bed with a strange man? That's correct, says the defendant. Upon which, continues the prosecutor, you take out a gun and shoot your wife, killing her. Is that correct? That's correct, says the defendant. Then my question to you is, why did you shoot your wife and not her lover? Asked the prosecutor. The defendant replies, 'Cause it just seemed easier than shooting a different man every week. I don't like the term anal bleaching. I much prefer changing your ringtone. You know, it really ticks me off when a cashier, he checks to see if my money is real. Bitch, if I could counterfeit money, I would definitely not be spending it at the Dollar Tree. Women nowadays are a lot like a box of chocolates. Some of them have nuts. I'm old enough to remember when you bit into a McDonald's apple pie, you came out with second-degree burns on the roof of your mouth. I thought I hit rock bottom, but then life handed me a shovel. Guy, can I buy you a drink? Girl, sorry, but alcohol is bad for my legs. Guy, why, do they swell? Girl, no, they spread. I went to dinner with my girlfriend's dad for the first time the other night. He asked me, so Tony, what do you do? Apparently, your daughter was not the right answer. What are the 3 words you dread the most while making love? Honey, I'm home. A woman's at home alone when she hears someone knocking at the door. She goes to the door, opens it, and sees a strange man standing there. He asks the lady, do you have a vagina? She slams the door in disgust. The next morning, she hears a knock at the door. It's the same man, and he asks the same question to the woman. Do you have a vagina? And she slams the door again. Later that night, when her husband gets home, she tells him what's happened for the last 2 days. The husband tells the wife in a loving and concerned voice, okay, honey, I'm taking the day off tomorrow, so I'll be home, just in case this strange guy shows up again. The next morning, they hear a knock at the door, and they both ran for the door. The husband whispers to the wife, okay, sweetie, I'm going to go hide behind the door and listen. And if it is the same guy, I want you to answer yes to the question, because I want to see where he's going with this shit. She nods yes to her husband, and she opens the door. Sure enough, it's the same fellow standing there, and he asks, excuse me, miss, do you have a vagina? Yes, I do, says the lady. The man replies, well, good then. Would you mind telling your husband to leave my wife's alone and start using yours?